Hey everybody, it's Nora and it is Sunday afternoon about 3:30 and like everyone else, I am bored. So I figured I would take the time to film a little tutorial for everyone. I have been seeing a lot of makeup tutorials on how to look good on Zoom lately on YouTube and on Facebook, and I thought, why don't I do something a little bit different, and was inspired by this sweater dress that I found in the back of my closet that I never wear. I've had it for years and years, and these little booties that I just don't have a place to wear to. So my thinking is, why don't I, for all of you guys, do an 80s makeup tutorial with some brighter colors and add a little bit of fun to the whole thing. Maybe we'll get crazy, maybe we'll unzip one of these shoulders and put it off the shoulder or something like that, or maybe there will be some fun jewelry or something to that effect. So I will flip my camera around and I will sit down and show you how I will do a little bit bolder makeup today for the theme. My hair is wet, it has been air drying, and when I do finish this off with the blow dryer, it is gonna get big, which also fits in really nicely with my theme. The first thing I did when I got up this morning was put on a mask. I put on this great Korean ginseng mask that I found on Amazon, and I also exfoliated, so now I'm ready for primer, and this one's kind of running a little bit low, so hopefully I still have something in the tube. There we go. I have primer on order from Sephora and it just has not arrived yet. But I really enjoy having something on my face to give the makeup something to glide over. I'm just going to apply this all over. I'm going to use my fingers. Okay. And the next step for me is to get rid of these dark circles and also touch up where my skin is red. I don't know if you can tell, but I have very sensitive skin, and I have a little bit of rosacea. It tends to come out when I'm stressed. I don't have any right now, but I do have broken capillaries, and I just want to cover all of those. This is a concealer palette by NYX. It has different colors for color correction: green to counteract redness, yellow to counteract purple, purple to counteract yellowness, and then peach for blue, which is the dark under eye circles. And then these are a couple of just straight concealers that you can use. I'm most concerned about the dark circles, so I'm going to go in with the peach. Okay. And I apologize, my teenage son is upstairs and he is being noisy for some reason. I don't know what he's doing up there. He's almost 17. He'll be 17 next month. And he's just kind of at his computer. I'm going to go in with a little bit of green to get rid of this redness around my nose and on my cheeks. I know this looks crazy right now. Maybe I will take a little bit of the yellow, apply a little bit more under my eyes where I get these hollows. Oh my Lord, we have cats outside going crazy. I don't know what's going on out there. It's insanity. So my next step is foundation, and for this I'm going to go in with IT Cosmetics CC Cream in SPF 50 in the color medium. And this is just a really great light foundation. It goes on almost like skincare and actually has skincare ingredients in it. One little pump will do you. I know of a beauty blogger who mixes hers with SPF, additional SPF, and sort of cuts it, but I just like to apply it straight onto my face, and I find that it blends in really well. I'm also going to apply this to my eyelids. And the reason for that is I want to have a blank canvas for the eyeshadow I'm going to be using. I'm going to apply down my neck as well, and a little bit on my chest to counteract the redness that's on my chest. Okay. And that is looking pretty good for foundation. I just recently started doing contouring a little bit here and there. It's not something that I wear every day, but for this, why the heck not? This is a palette from Tarte. This is Pro Glow To Go, and it is contour plus highlighters. I have a round face. Don't know if you've noticed. So what I'm going to do, and I know this is not super how they did things in the 80s, but I am going to contour and try to carve out my face a little bit. For round faces, my understanding is that you kind of start by your ear and you go down on a diagonal. Blend really well. Maybe a little bit up here on the forehead to give myself some color. Nose, under the chin. Okay. And for highlighter, I'm going to take this center color right here, and I'm going to go a little bit on my forehead in the center, down the nose, chin, and a little bit on top of the upper lip. Good Lord, what is he doing up there? My next step is blush. And this is a little kit I picked up at Sephora. This is by NARS. I wish I could tell you what color it is, but I can't tell whether there are colors stated. This is just pink. And there's an additional bronzer that is included with it. It's just like a nice neutral, looks good on everyone type of color. I'm going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I washed my brushes last night. They're still a little wet, so this is going to come up a little streaky, which is actually pretty accurate, I think, historically accurate. And not too much blending. Face is done. For eyes, I wanted to get a little bit closer. I do have a specific tutorial in mind. There's a specific look that I found, and it's on YouTube, but I'm just going to use the thumbnail as a reference. I don't have super bright eyeshadow colors laying around my house, but I do have this palette that I picked up at Sephora. It's called I Love. And I was specifically looking at this orange color and thinking that that might be worth trying. And the model is wearing blue with blue eyeliner, which I do have, but I don't have a blue eyeshadow to go with it. Or do I? Let's see what I have. I do have this muted blue. And I do have a muted orange. So I might actually be able to do a more muted orange and blue look. Yeah, let me try that. Okay. So I have a couple different palettes I'm going to use. They're going to be slightly muted colors, but also a little bit of pigmentation. So it'll be subtle 80s, and as you all know, there is nothing subtle about the 80s, but in 2010 we're gonna go subtle. And I have this great palette of makeup brushes, eyeshadow brushes that I picked up also at Sephora. And looking at the model, I'm going to, let me think for a second here. Okay, I'm going to take this smaller, in art, I would call this a filbert brush. I'm going to take this fluffy brush and I'm going to use it with this darker, more saturated orange color right here, this dark one. I'm going to just dip the brush directly into it, and I'm going to follow the line where the model has her eyeshadow done. Oh, that looks great. Okay, we can do this. Okay. Okay, so that looks really bright and really intense. So we're going to enhance it with another color here. And the next one I'm going to take this smaller brush. I'm going to take this lighter shade of orange. And I'm going to move around the edges. I'm going to create a little more shape with this color right here. I'm going to wing this out past my eyes because the reference photo I'm using has this wing that kind of goes up. On both sides. And I want to sort of emulate that. I think I'll do a little bit of the lighter color on the edges here as well. Make those look a little more crisp. Okay, the next color in the reference photo is a bright, bright turquoise, and I do not have that color because I just don't wear colors like that in my real life, but I do have this muted blue that I think I can brighten up with my eyeshadow by using the two of them together. I'm going to use, in the art world, we would call this, well, this is a flat brush, so I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to pick up this blue. It's not as pigmented, and I'm going to see how this looks. This is swept across her eye. And she's also got it winged out on the corners a little bit, kind of in this triangle pattern. Let's see how that looks. And she has it blended out underneath her eyes at the bottom lash line. And all the way to the inner corner. Now there is a strip in the center of everything happening that is a lighter color than everything else. And what I think I'm going to do to tackle that is to go back to my contouring palette, and I'm going to use the lightest shade on here. It's close to a white color. And I'm going to pick it up with my, I'm going to clean this off a little bit, pick it up with my flat brush. And create this stripe in the center that will effectively cut the orange down. Before I add the lighter colored center stripe, I'm going to do what is often called cutting the crease so that I could get a lighter color to show and be vibrant without having a lot of color behind it, like this bright orange that I now have going on. So I'm going to take a little bit of my foundation. I was trying to clean my brushes off on my hand. I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to draw a swoop. While I was in the bathroom finishing cutting the crease, like literally cutting the crease with my foundation, I decided to add a brighter color to all of this because I like the blue, but I just don't think it works. I have this palette by Milani. I picked this up around the holidays. It is all shades of this fabulous greens and browns and golds, and I really like this bright green color. So I did a little test in the back of my hand to see what that would look like added to the blue, and I think that's close enough to turquoise that I'm just gonna go for it. First of all, I need to decide what my light colored stripe here is going to be. So I was taking a look at this palette and I was about to use my bronzer palette, and I was going to use this color, but I think because the Milani palette also has something similar, I'm just gonna go with this one instead. I'm gonna switch brushes in order to do this. And I have this great eyeliner brush that comes with my eyeshadow brush kit. I'm going to just go right into this highlighter color and pick up as much as I can, and I'm going to tap it into the foundation. So now I'm going to go in with this bright green and go over the more dusty blue with it, just to kind of pop the color up a notch. I'm going to pat it on over the top of it, and look what a difference that makes. That looks way more 80s to me than that super muted blue. I like it a lot. While I was off camera, I went ahead and touched up some of my lines. I used some concealer on my concealer brush and just made everything more crisp. I also gave a little bit more color and shape to my eyebrows so that they don't disappear in the midst of this whole look. And things got way noisier here while I was off camera too. There's lots of stomping upstairs. The cat feeder went off, the cat was yowling. That's just how it is. The next thing I wanted to think about was what to do for liner. Now the original look, the reference photo that I was looking at uses blue eyeliner, and I do have some right here, but I don't think this is going to work. So I think I'm just going to use classic black liner. That was also used in the 80s, and I'm not going to draw it the way that we draw it today, but I am going to give my eyes a little bit of lining, and I will be right back. To finish off eyes, I have a couple of different options. One is false lashes, and I don't know that I want to apply those. I think I just kind of want to use mascara. I have this great Thrive Cosmetics. This is liquid lash extensions. This is a fantastic product. It will make your lashes unbelievably long, and right now my understanding is that they are, I believe they're still doing this, donating 100% of their proceeds to efforts to fight the coronavirus, so highly recommend it. Before I apply that, I am going to curl my lashes, and just really this involves taking the lash curler and getting in nice and close and squeezing. This gives us a nice shape that we can accentuate with the mascara. As you can hear, my cat is eating. My cats would eat all day long. They do eat all day long. What am I saying they would like to? They do eat all day long, and they still think I'm trying to starve them to death. And what can I say? I can't sleep in the morning because they start yelling outside my bedroom door. It's crazy. I'm going to tightline my lashes a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by that. Underneath the top of your lid, you have this little bit of skin. And if you just bring the mascara wand up to the bottom of the inside of your upper lid, it gives you a little bit more definition so that you have more of that eyeliner look. I'm going to finish off camera and I will be right back. The lashes are done and they are fabulous. And to finish off the look, we have to do something about lips. And I was trying to think what lip color would go great with this. I do have this great, super bright hot pink, but it doesn't go. So I think what I'm going to do is sort of manufacture my own color. I'm going to use my eyeshadow palette and lip products that I have and put something together that's more custom that will work for the overall look. So this is just a little bit of that eyeshadow. I'm just pressing it into my lips. And for this, I'm not going to overline my lips or try to make them look plump, because my recollection of the 80s is that big lips were not really a thing. It was more big eyes. So I'm going to keep my lip shape demure. I'm going to take Vaseline with Gold Flecks, and I'm going to use that to top off the lips. And I think that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my hair. I'm gonna throw on some earrings and I will show you the finalized look. Hey there. So here's the finished look. I did not really have super fun 80s jewelry, but I did have hoop earrings and those always work. So I went ahead and added them, and I will have to take a final photo. My son came downstairs. I asked him about all the thumping. I said, were you up there running? What was going on? And he says he was making no noise at all. So I don't know what I was hearing. And then he asked me, are you gonna be home tonight or are you going somewhere? Because you look like you're going somewhere. And I went, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe outside to sing with my neighbors at 7 o'clock. This is the finished look. I pulled my hair off to the side and just put it up with a couple of bobby pins. Let me know, comment down below what you think about this look.